shit, but I can see this right here.
Woo! We're here. That's right, everybody. We're live here on NerdWars, our first live episode. We had some technical difficulties. That'll all be trimmed when you watch this later. But welcome to NerdWars. I'm so happy to be back. I got the OG hammer. This has the wear on it. You'll see I'm here to make some judgment calls, and today we're going to be doing some rounds, with the main round being, is Joker overrated? I got two fighters on deck, and the way this show is going to work, it's a little different. I got two Skyped-in guests. Let's meet them first. On the left, wrong there. I'm going to use this. On the left, I'm calling it Alpha Team and Bravo Team. On the Alpha Team, we got Sean Chandler talks about movies. Welcome, Sean. How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited to have you.
I'm doing great.
You believe Joker. I went and found you online. I've seen your stuff, but I went and found your Joker review, and you were very positive. So I wanted to go and find someone who could defend this movie. You are a fan. You do not think the Joker is overrated, correct, Sean?
No, it is not overrated. It is a great little film.
All right. And next to you on the Bravo team, we got Jody at Jody's Corner. What's up, Jody?
Yeah, what's good? I'm in this piece, bro. What's happening? Florida and YouTube, what's good? Your boy from LA come to layeth the smacketh down.
I love it. Jody, you're awesome. You both are awesome. But Jody, you are ready. You are here to fight and say that it is overrated, yes?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! And look, I have a super team here because in studio I've already flipped a coin and determined who's going to be on your side as we go forward. And in studio, joining Team Alpha, Ian Elliott Carter, you are defending the Joker's honor. Yes?
Absolutely. Such a great movie. You guys are a bunch of haters. Great movie.
All right. And Adon, you're going to go. I think you lost the coin toss in this too. Let's be fair. I'm not allowed to admit that, I guess, but I am.
You know what? I'm going to say no, I didn't. You know,
right.
In retrospect of thinking back of it, this is not my Joker movie.
Oh.
Ooh. All right. He's ready to go.
Whoa, I love the way you talk. I love the way you think.
All right. Well, we got everybody on deck. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let's do this. Round one, Nerd Wars. We're going to do it. I'm going to start with you, Sean. I'm going to give you the first little opening as you like, and then Jody, you'll do a rebuttal, and then we will go and war this out. So, Sean, go ahead. Start us off. Why is the Joker not overrated?
Right off the bat, you have to talk about Joaquin Phoenix, one of the top 3 best working actors right now. They put him on this character that is just a beloved comic book character, but they gave him such depth and meat, a meal for us to just like watch him. It's just this delicious performance of watching this guy, just his sanity, lose it all right there in front of us. And that's the other thing that makes it so special, is that it's a tragedy. We have this genre that we see the blockbusters with it constantly, the action movies with a little sci-fi in the mix and comedy, but this one is an all-out tragedy. We were watching this character, we're rooting for him to be confident and put himself out there, and then the way that he starts to do that is him kind of going crazy and becoming more and more dangerous and violent. And so we're just watching in dread as he becomes the Joker. And while we want to see the Joker, we don't want to see Arthur become the Joker. And so it just rips out your heart as you're going through it. It's also a movie told in an interesting way because it is about this person losing their sanity. So you have this unreliable narrator that at the end of it starts different conversations as to what exactly was and wasn't going on inside the movie. And then it's also a movie that had something to say about the way society deals with people that are different, people that are awkward, and what do we do to help people that are kind of losing their minds, and are we doing enough to support them? It has an important message inside of it about what happens when we don't take care of those people. And just kind of one final point on it, it's a movie that also only has 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. And so while a bunch of us think it's great, there is a little bit of even counterbalance inside of the mix to say, like, I mean, there's people out there that have been very vocal about not liking it, so I don't think it's overrated at all. It's a great film that does something unique, different.
Great point.
All right, Jody, now's your time to rebuttal. What do you think on all that?
That was a really good movie review from my man Sean over there. That was nice. As far as overrated, this movie is absolutely overrated for a multitude of reasons. First and foremost, this is not a Joker film. That's the number one L. We saw 2 hours of Arthur Fleck. He ain't the Joker. We expected that we were going to see the Joker. It was a cliffhanger to the last scene, and then it turns off, and then we're like, oh, wait for the sequel. That's why there's sequel talk, because the movie that I signed up to see in this movie, I have to wait for the next one. This ain't the Joker. He's a crazy Arthur Fleck. My man talked about narrating. You can't trust the narrator, he says. Unreliable narrator. Absolutely, he's freaking unreliable because he's freaking insane. And this is the part where the narration ruins it for the viewer. Because I don't know what to trust from this motherfucker. I don't know what I'm visually seeing is real or not. And that has caused speculation, nerd sites to make their own little blogs about what's real or what's not. That's a huge L on your film. Because whether or not you want to tell the story about this man being crazy, you ruined your own delivery of the movie because we as fans don't know what he actually was hallucinating or what he wasn't. Some of my boys in my league and my crew think that he was dreaming 90% of that shit. So what the freak is the point of me watching a Joker movie when all of it could be debunked next week by a Hollywood Reporter article, when the director or the writer wants to come out and say, that wasn't real. I hate when the creators are given an ultimate cushion. And the ultimate cushion that the creator of this movie is given is he was dreaming. But what about this scene? Oh, that wasn't real. Oh, well, what about the narrative flow here? Ah, that was just symbolic of this. At the end of the day, this ain't a Joker film. This movie, sad to say, even though I like this movie a lot, I'm not saying this is a bad movie. I think this is a great movie. And there's no reason why Sean went straight for the acting performance of Joaquin Phoenix, because that's all this movie brings to the table. The script and the story is okay. There's nothing special about it. This movie's about to make $1 billion. Absolutely, it's overrated. I love what it's doing. It's about to open the window for more rated R's to be pop culture and more studios to push the agenda, but that's not what this debate is about. We're talking about overrated here. So this is a mafia movie disguised by a Joker film, but it's copied from Taxi Driver and other mafia movies. So this movie's making $1 billion. What about the real good mafia movies like Casino, Goodfellas, that are twice as good as Joker, that got 10% of the box office as Joker? Those are the real underrated movies because Joker is getting that commercial pop. And I get it. It's Joker. He got the face paint. People like to dress up in gothic and wear makeup. It's a Batman villain. We understand why this movie made its money. It made its money because it's right in that name. But in the actuality, this movie would have been much more appropriate if they just changed the title from Joker to Gotham.
All right, I want to get
This
Sean.
should have been a Gotham film. That's
Sean, what is your reply to all that? He hit a lot of points. You made some good points up top, and then Jody hit you hard with some stuff. Does it not being a big mafia film, does that make it? Does he have an interesting point there? Of there are better mafia films. Do you consider it only a mafia film? What's your response to all that?
So my take on that is that there's the auteurs, the Scorseses that kind of push the genre forward. And then there's people that take what they did to push filmmaking forward and they repackage it for a very broad audience. This movie is going to be a gateway film for millions of 15-year-old boys right now that see it, they love it, they think it's awesome, and then they hear people like us talking about it right now saying, hey, this is just Taxi Driver, this is just King of Comedy, and they'll go, what's that? I want to learn more about that. As they hear these things about these movies that didn't get make as much money, this movie is why they're going to get more exposure and why so many people are going to discover those films. That's almost a good thing to me, that we're able to talk about these 40-year-old Scorsese films because of the Joker. And they were 40 years ago, so it's not like he's ripping off Scorsese from 5 years ago. It's not Wolf of Wall Street done with a Joker skin. So I think those are all kind of positive things. And the idea that the story is weak, I just don't see that. It's a character study. It's not a complex narrative about a bunch of things happening. It's about this person, and that's what makes it interesting, watching what happens to him in the journey that he goes on throughout the entire film. And kind of inside what you said, the idea that is it overrated just because it's not a Joker film by your definition? I think even inside what you said, you kind of even said in there that it was great, and that if you just take it on its own merits for what it is, this story about Arthur turning into the Joker, and we just get a little bit of Joker at the end of it, as that product itself, as that story itself, as that character study itself, I think it works really well. And so whether you're talking about the film in and of itself, not my expectations, not what Todd Phillips is going to say down the line, not how they're going to screw things up in a sequel, not what a Hollywood Reporter article is going to say in a few years, like try to dismantle it, taking it on its own. It's a movie that's getting us to talk. And that's what cinema is supposed to do. It's a good thing that we're discussing what exactly did the movie mean? What exactly was real? I take all that as a positive because it's interesting. We have something to talk about over a month after the movie came out.
Interesting. Well, I've realized for a lot of people who haven't been watching, it's because it didn't get somehow YouTube didn't list this right. So I'm sorry for people who are complaining. Oh, how come this isn't my feed? Just a lot of comments asking. Both of you have had great thoughts on this. It just went out, so if people are just joining the fight now, Sean and Jody have given fantastic arguments here. Both ways, honestly. I felt like Sean did some obvious things up top. Jody came with some very interesting punches that I think, Sean, you just added some really interesting counterparts to. So, Jody, I want to give you another opportunity here to fight, and then I'm going to bring in, we have two fighters here who are going to come in and assist you to sort of make this battle even bigger, the brawl.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Jody, go ahead. What's your response to what Sean just said?
All right, let me go ahead and casket this joint. All right, so you said, well, first, I want to clarify something that you made in your last statement about me thinking this film is great. Yeah, I was thinking this film is great only on the basis that it's not a Joker film, because it's not a Joker movie. If it was called Gotham, about Arthur Fleck, I'm down for it. As a Joker film, kind of bad. It's like Terminator, the last Terminator movie that came out. As an action movie, Terminator is like a mediocre film. As a Terminator movie, that shit is filth. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So, you said in your previous, you talking about this movie is going to make pop culture fans who went to go see this movie Joker just because he's a comic book villain. It ain't because they care about cinema. It ain't because they care about mafia movies. It ain't because they care about what's quality. Man, they came to see this shit because it's Joker, bro. At the end of the day, let's keep it 100. It's the Joker. People are going to show up in droves. I remember in 2008 when I saw The Dark Knight in theaters, 90% of the cosplay wasn't Batman. It was that boy Joker. And this is before Heath Ledger was already deemed iconic. So that just goes to show you that. You think those fans that watch Joker are going to go back and watch old mob movies like Scorsese and Casino and Goodfellas and shit? If they ain't watched it then, they ain't checking for it now. They could give a freak about Casino, Scorsese, and all the old mob movies from the 90s, bro. They don't care about that shit. The public is dumb. They only are interested in what they're interested in, what they're fed. That's just the fact of the matter. Going on to now, I'm going to go ahead and bury this man, because when it comes to the sequel, that's your Joker film. This movie, Joker, I hate to do it, is the Captain America, the first Avenger of the Captain America trilogy. The sequel is about to be the Winter Soldier. This is Captain America, first Avenger. All right, good. Established a great character. It's all about Cap in the first movie, right? Cap is great. He stands for all this honorable courage, jumping on grenades. That's your Arthur Fleck. Great character. But you ain't that was just beans and rice, bruh. The meat and potatoes is coming with the sequel, just like Winter Soldier. And Winter Soldier is coming, bruh. It ain't this movie. And to lay it down on the end result, he ain't better than Heath Ledger. Because Heath Ledger's the Joker. Heath Ledger was a movie about the character, but at the same time, the story was even better than the Joker movie as well. You got masterful score, masterful directing, masterful acting, masterful characterization. You had it all in the Dark Knight movie. At the end of the day, Joaquin Phoenix is dope, but still to this day, he ain't no Heath Ledger because he ain't even got in the boxing ring yet because he's not even the Joker.
All right, Sean, I'm gonna bring in their assists because I want to get everyone in here because they're chomping at the bit. Let me introduce who's gonna join this battle, so we have a real brawl now. Joining Team Alpha and joining Sean, Ian Elliott Carter. Your mic is now on. What's up, Ian?
What's happening, brother?
And joining Jody, we got a Don. Don, you ready to fight this too?
Always go, Don. Rip my sheet, bro. Rip my sheet, Don.
All right, let's bring everybody in. I got the full quadrant in, all of you on it. I want to hear Ian. How do you think Sean did? What do you want to add? Tell me your thoughts.
No, I think Sean did a great job. He nailed a lot of stuff. But Jody's basically saying that this is a bad movie because it made him think. That's what I got out of that.
I said it's a great movie.
and also he's
I said it
saying,
3 times, 3 times.
and
I'll
also
take that
okay,
point. He said it's a great movie.
Yeah, great movie. This is a great movie.
it's a great movie, but he said it, it made him think because of all this other stuff. Oh, what does it want to be? It's making me think. It's too much for me. I can't handle it. That's what I got out of that. So it's
Lying
also.
on me and shit. This fool lying. It made me think. What the heck?
Hold on, brother. Let
Hey,
me
don't
talk.
do-
Let me
All
talk.
right, go ahead.
Let me
Go ahead,
talk.
man.
Let me
Lying
talk.
and
Let me
shit.
talk. I'll let you talk. Let me talk. Okay.
He'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Okay. So he also was saying that he's also saying that this was not a Joker movie, and any movie with the Joker is going to sell. Which to an extent I agree, but then I would disagree when ask the guy Jared Leto. Not every Joker performance is great. Not every Joker performance is profitable. Okay. So I disagree with that as well. And I think a Joker movie without Batman also makes the writers have to write better, because this is a Batman universe, right? So without Batman, is going to put that pressure on these writers to do a better movie. And I do agree with Sean that this was a great character development, great character story, great psychological thriller a little bit. And I thought it was really refreshing to see a standalone movie that didn't have to tie into another universe. I really enjoyed that.
All right, Don, how do you think Jody's doing? What do you want to add?
Okay, I actually think he's doing very well.
Flame. Yoga flame.
The argument is the movie overhyped? Not
Overrated.
Overrated. Okay, overrated.
That's sort of overhyped. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, just stick to the right word. But yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so we were saying it's overrated. So he's making good points about this. In regards to it, with how the movie came out, how it was portrayed, everybody hyped it out. It's just going to be over violent, over pixelated film where you're going to be brought into this world of darkness and everything. And for all the advertisements, all the critics and everything, that it was overrating that part of it. The fact of the matter is a good character piece film. I like your argument on that part, Sean. I'm going to give you a point there.
Dude, you're not helping Jody.
Thank you for the point.
No.
Appreciate
This is
that.
where I'm going to close it. This is where I'm going to close
Appreciate
it.
it.
Jesus.
But
I don't know what
Jody's
you're
friend,
saying.
though.
Jody's
Not
at
the
the
mic.
friend.
Jody's absolutely right. It is not a Joker film. It is not. If you take out the Waynes, if you take out that factor, you have nothing tying it to the comic universe. You have nothing holding it to. The Joker, rethinking how that movie was evaluated and how they did that character piece. As a analyst of crime and how it's going through, it's good, but it's not a character piece on the Joker himself. It's not good. It failed that. The Joker is known for being highly aware of society and how it views people, and they characterize him as being super sane. He doesn't delve into hallucinations and perceiving reality in different areas. He perceives people differently, but he doesn't imagine girlfriends and picture things out, and you don't question the reality that's happening.
He does question it, though. It's multiple choice. He says that many times.
No, he says I preferred to my past as multiple choice. He still knows what it is. He tells it differently.
Do we know?
He's also known as an agent of chaos. And no point in this movie do you really perceive him as the real agent of chaos. No one knows what he is. No one knows that. The chaos is happening on his own. He doesn't really bring that out into Gotham. Gotham does it on his own.
Interesting side point. I want to get to this. Does it matter that it's a DC movie? Does that make it worse? I want to focus on that because we're hung up on that issue. The fact that it is a Joker movie, whether his is standing or not, is the movie better because it's a Joker movie, or would it have worked without being a Joker movie is what I'm getting at. Does the DC part of it really make the movie better or worse? Sean, what is your take on that?
I mean, I think that skin gives it this extra layer because we have a certain knowledge as we go into it of this city of Gotham and where all this is headed. And so it just gives extra layers to what happened and where all of this is going. As you hear about Thomas Wayne, and it gives you this reframing of who the Joker is and what drove him to be the Joker and what that looked like. So I think all of those pieces add to what makes it interesting on an additional level. And to my point before that somebody said of like, I think people went to go see it because it's the Joker and they saw a great movie. we've all agreed it's a great movie. And so all of these 15-year-old kids went to go see Joker, and they got great cinema because of it. And some of those people, a percentage of those people, will go and check out more great cinema, Scorsese, Casino, because of all of this. So I think absolutely it's a good thing.
But that makes it seem like it's accidentally great. It's like we're trying to sell a movie as being a great comic book movie based on a fantastic character, but we just accidentally made a great movie in general.
I think you're also forgetting it's an origin story, because you're expecting all this chaos and all this mobster comic book stuff, but like this is the start. And he said as well, like, oh, this is like the Captain America of the first Avenger. That brought along 2 great sequels.
Yeah,
that's
talking
an
about
origin story.
We're talking about
wait to see that
bring
start,
2 great sequels.
but you're not seeing the qualities that bring in what makes
It's not
the
really
Joker.
an origin story.
You're
either.
not
It's
seeing.
really-
You're seeing
It
an
is
origin
an
of a
story.
Number one, no one knows who the Joker really is. This guy, by the end of the movie, everybody knows
I don't
Arthur
think-
Fleck. He was televised amongst the entire city.
Was he though? It
as
did. It did make you think.
All right, we're going
that-
off on a weird tangent here. I want to go to Jody here. What do you think of the fact that it's a Batman movie made it worse or better?
The fact that it's a Batman movie made it better because you got fanboys involved. You have fandom now. That's the only thing that separates it from cinema to iconic pop culture film. People are only seeing this, talking about it because it is a pop culture icon.
And that's what
if this, how many people gonna check out The Irishman, huh? How many people are gonna go check out The Irishman?
I am.
How many people? Yeah, we like movies. That's why we're here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
The general public, they ain't checking for that shit. And I bet you Irishman probably is gonna be better than Joker as well. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the point I'm making here. It's all about the pop culture. It's all about looks, faces, where your card's at. And absolutely, this is not a Joker origin film, because here's the key kicker right here. After seeing the Joker, can you see that motherfucker going against Batman? Batman will beat the shit out of him, bro. He don't even know who the freak he is. We don't even know why he thinks. He, in the film, is still trying to figure out why society is a certain way. You know, Murray, people are just not nice anymore. You're far away from the Joker from that, bruh. Because Joker should have 3 paragraphs telling you why he is who he is.
Right.
That Arthur Fleck can't tell you why he is who he is. He doesn't comment on society.
I have to clarify for Ian because he doesn't understand what you're saying, but he's saying that the Joker isn't like manic and crazy enough to kill Batman. He's still like, why is society so sad? He's
Exactly.
a whiny character. You don't. I mean, you don't see that a little bit.
Well, obviously, he never.
Well,
He
obviously,
doesn't kill
that's what he's
anybody. He doesn't kill anybody.
15 years
That's
before
just
Batman's old
character.
enough to be Batman.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. What I was just about to say.
I can't wait for the actual Joker movie.
saying.
15 years? That's the 15 years I want to
I think
see.
you guys are
That's the
describing
Joker
Batman
movie.
more than the
And
Joker.
that's
right
this
here.
shit.
And Jody made a good
You
point.
thought this was great.
No, this is great. No, don't confuse it. This is a great film, but it's not a great Joker movie. It's not. We're talking about Joker. This is an Arthur Fleck side piece. I can't tell you Terminator freaking was great. That shit's whack. It's the next film. The sequel will be the origin that we all wanted.
Well, so people and Sean, I'm gonna let. Hold on, Sean.
Yeah, let Sean talk.
Is it overrated?
Yeah,
Yeah,
want
because of that,
hold
it
on, hold
is.
on. I want to cue you, Sean, because it's your turn to talk. But my point here is, what makes it overrated? To me, the fact that it's $1 billion, that people are raving, that he's up for Oscar awards, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Is it worth all the money and awards, attention? Is this really one of our best superhero films ever? Sean, what is your take on that? Is it too hyped up? Are there better ones, or is this the best of the best? How is this not overrated? Go ahead, Sean.
I like that.
I mean, and put it in comparison. I mean, it's made a third as much as Endgame, and most people are saying on a cinema level, we just called it great. We all said it's great. It's making a third as much as Endgame. I'm pretty sure it's making less than Spider-Man Far From Home. It's making less than Captain Marvel. So on a financial level, it's done really well because it's a movie that's getting people talking. People do love the character, but it's also not making Avatar money. It's not making Endgame money. And so even on a financial level, it's like really cool how much money it made, that an R-rated film that is this deep psychological study is making this money. That's an awesome thing. I think that you're getting 15-year-old kids to go see movies like this, but there's all these other movies that are making a lot more money than it, that are more popcorny. So I just, hard to see that as overrated when look at all these MCU movies that made more than, all 3 of them made more than it.
Can I
Go ahead, Jody. Yeah.
It's part of the $1 billion club. I know you want to say that other movies are higher than it, but it's not that much higher. I mean, Captain Marvel made 1.1, Black Panther 1.3, Iron Man 1.3. It's really in the ballpark. Joker is going to join those great films. It's not like they're better or more. Here is why the Joker is overrated. Because in my opinion, Watchmen is better than this movie, and that's a DC property.
Nope.
V for Vendetta wipes the floor with this movie.
I do like
and that is an old film.
It's a good movie.
And then the Dark Knight trilogy.
It's not better than Watchmen.
So what I'm saying here is, if I rank these movies, the Joker doesn't even crack top 3 for DC, let alone adding in Marvel and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. So for $1 billion to be a DC property, to not even crack top 3, arguably top 5 for DC itself, not even this sure ain't top 10.
Well,
if you would bring in Marvel and shit. So yeah, it's overrated.
So here's what I want to comment on that, because just because it's Black Panther, Captain Marvel are in those club, I mean, would we not all argue? It sounds like you've said it yourself. Isn't Joker better than a lot of those movies?
Heck yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you just said it. So
I agree. There we go.
So Jody, you just sort of walked into the own fire there, because it's like just the $1 billion club. It's not. It's actually the best film of the films that are in the $1 billion club. So why is that not? The money. Then you're saying is it's worthy of the money. Is it worthy of the awards? Is it worthy of the love? I guess is what I'm trying to figure. Because overrated, we got to get to the word. What does it mean? It just means everyone's hyped on it. But it's better than the other movies that made $1 billion, according to what you just said. And we've all said his acting is good. Why? Just because it's not a Joker movie, doesn't it make the film almost better in a way because it's taking those chances? Talking out loud to you. Go ahead.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was talking about it's a $1 billion film, so it's in the same category as $1 billion movies. Only talking about box office, not quality of film. When we talking about quality of film, it's something totally different. Joker's clearly better than them trash movies. Iron Man 3 and Captain Marvel, but they're $1 billion films. When we're talking about if Joker's worth the $1 billion, no, it's not. Joker does not deserve to make $1 billion. That movie is not good enough to warrant $1 billion. I believe Joker is the most profitable film of all time, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it more, not of all time, but comic book movie. It made more money than Endgame. It's more profitable than Endgame that made almost $3 billion. Did it make $3 billion?
Yeah, but it's not getting that. No, come on, more profitable just because it was shot for way cheaper without any effects. That's a trick.
Correct. It's a huge win. It's a huge W from a box office standpoint. I don't think that she deserves $1 billion over V for Vendetta, Goodfellas, Casino.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick, because you're mentioning a lot of great movies. I do love V for Vendetta, by the way. It's one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. But I want to ask you, in the last 5 years, what is the best DC movie? I'm going to say in the last 5 years, Joker.
I mean, there haven't been that many good movies by them. In fact,
that's
unfair.
Thank you.
You're annoying. You're getting rid of Dark Knight. I'd say Wonder Woman is better.
Dark Knight was not 5 years ago, though.
Was better.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman was not better.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
I disagree.
Wonder
Woman was better than the Joker.
Because 3 people, I gave you at least a. All right, here we're gonna wrap some of these fights up because I got another fight we're gonna get to. Guys in the comments, I haven't been able to read your comments. This is a show; it's harder to interact because I'm listening to them so intently. So if I got some rules down. This is a new show, new format. I want to listen to your advice. There's super chat levels. If you guys give it those levels, you can deter the outcome here. So this is your opportunity as we wrap up the round. If anybody want to chime in and spotlight your comments, you will be part of the fight. I will include it. We will make sure people get involved. So anybody who wants to chime in, get ready to do it. If not, I want to give you guys final closing arguments as we do this, because you both have really good. I went into this liking Joker, I'll be honest, but I do hear both sides of this, and I think the amount of accolades it's getting, it's just like, all right, is it really worth all of this? Should it be the highest grossing rated R film of all time? This is the question, right? Is it really, is it really that good? Is the fact that it's a copy of Goodfellas and Taxi Driver and all these sort of films, but done in a DC film, is that actually a great, cool idea that, like, you know what, props, you deserve this, good job, team? Or is it sort of like a no, we've seen better films, who cares? That's where I'm hearing both sides and I'm torn, so I want to give closing arguments here. Sean, go ahead. Let's give you some closing thoughts here. What are your final thoughts to sort of help lean me over one edge or the other of why this film is overrated?
So obviously I'm saying it's not overrated, but like, as we've all said, we're in agreement. It's great. The performances are great. And it has an amazing character study that, to the point we're still talking about it, That's what cinema should do. Start conversations, make us think, make us explore kind of what happened. And I'm not even sure what level we would even say it's overrated, because in this discussion, we just said it's better than the other movies making comparable amounts of money. Now, are there hundreds of great films that didn't make enough money? Sure, but that's not the discussion at hand. We're talking about this specific movie, and we think it's better than the other movies kind of in that same category. The discussion is not about, is the title of the movie wrong? It should be Gotham. The question is not, is this a Joker movie or is it an Arthur movie? It's, is this movie in and of itself overrated? And we're all saying it's great. We're all saying it's better than movies in that same category. I think it's starting great conversations. And even inside of it, I mentioned at this very beginning, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's only got a 69%. So it's like there's even a counterbalance into it where there's sides to it that anytime someone sees the Rotten Tomatoes score, they're like, really? It's only that low? I thought it was great. I've had that conversation repeatedly over the last 3 days that people are shocked it only has a 69%. That's an example of it being underrated.
Jody, comments, final thoughts here?
The fact that you said it's better than the films in its category about the $1 billion, it is. And I ain't trying to hear trash on the Joker because I like that movie a lot. You're right, Sean. It is a great film. But this is not a debate on if the film is great. This is a debate on if it's overrated. So let's look at the category that the films are with. I talked about Captain Marvel. We talked about Iron Man 3. Well, those are overrated too. It's in a category with other overrated films. And as far as the Joker is concerned about being overrated as a film from a cinema standpoint, I sit back and I look at these other movies that deserve more accolades. Let's listen to what the buzz he's getting. He's getting Oscar nomination buzz, all the freaking Tony Academy Award. What's that other Golden Globe, best film, best. The accolades are piling up, Jack. And Heath Ledger, even though Heath Ledger's performance was better than Joaquin's to me, also carrying the Joker name and title, I feel like Heath Ledger, even though he died, didn't get this much love. Heath Ledger, who died, didn't get as much hype as a living Joaquin Phoenix is getting. This is the definition of overrated, especially since Heath Ledger's Joker was way better. And that film was better. The Dark Knight over Joker all day long. But at the end of the day, it's definitely overrated because the fandom. And when you're talking about fanboys like DC fanboys, Marvel fanboys, or whatever, the fandom, they're the ones saying that this film is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And the only reason why we're going to continue to talk about films like this is because it's hitting box office milestones. Because Logan, which is another good rated R film, we stopped talking about it because it didn't hit that Deadpool milestone. It didn't beat Deadpool for the #1 rated R. It kind of lost its legs, so we stopped talking about that movie. But it's arguable that you could put Logan head to head with Joker, and those two can duke it out. But at the end of the day, this does not live up with the Titans. It doesn't live up with the films it's trying to mimic. The V for Vendetta, the Taxi Driver, the Goodfellas, the Casino. And those films made tons less money and got tons less accolades and credit.
All right, so I want to. You guys can go vote on my Twitter right now at Andy Signor. I put a poll for Alpha Team and Bravo Team. So for those that don't remember, Alpha Team is Joker is not overrated. Joker is great and worth all the accolades. We have the Bravo Team, which Joker is overrated. That way, people can't cheat and just vote for Jody or Sean and see who has the bigger fans. They have to know which Alpha or Bravo. So Team Sean is Alpha. Team Jody is Bravo. You can go to my Twitter right now as I wrap things up here and give some thoughts to see if you can help change my mind point. So go ahead there. There we go. Look, guys, bravo job. I want to get you guys in your final thoughts because I know you've been chopping at the bit here in the studio. Ian and Adon, last little story. I have one question for each of you, but real quick, Adon or Ian, did you have anything you want to add, or do you feel like they handled it okay?
Okay, so I agree with everything that my teammate has said.
Obviously.
Of course. And now the fact of the matter is, and I'm going to sum it up, clickbait. The movie was very much clickbait. Like starting from the advertising to the reviews to critics, and I agree 100% that it was driven by fandom. The fact that you slap DC's name onto it and you sprinkle a little bit of the Wayne family in there, that carried it for being a DC comic book movie. If you took that out, wasn't that factor? And I sold into that hard when I got into when I first saw it, and reevaluating it, I have to say that it was overrated for that reason. Like, I let my nostalgia and my emotions get into it. I really wasn't getting the character and the movie that I wanted out of that. So
What movie did you want?
I wanted a real focus into what is the Joker. That did not execute that. Like, I wanted them to really delve into the character. It looks like they took their own spin, and it was supposed to be a one-off movie. I would have took it as an Elseworld story if they did it as a one-off movie. But now they're talking about doing sequels, which they sold it as a one-off movie.
Sure did.
And now it's going to be sequels? I can't take this as a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
I'll
can't
see
take
it
it as an
then.
Elseworld. So now I'm going to have to take this as canon. This is not my Joker.
Facts.
All right, and then Ian, quick any final thoughts? Or are you good?
No, I'm good. I enjoyed the movie, and just because the marketing didn't please you with the comic book accuracy doesn't make it a bad movie. Doesn't mean it's overrated. I think I think the performance was great. I think I got what I wanted out of it.
All right, we had a couple super chats I want to call out. Thank you, guys. Star Wars is the hidden fortress with the Flash Gordon skin. Does that mean that the Star Wars is overrated? Genji Fox, good point.
Good point.
And then we had Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. Team Alpha. It's not part of the Justice League franchise and a standalone piece. We need more standalone
Absolutely.
pieces, super
We
films.
made that point.
So both of those good points. Here's where I want to my last question, because these are longer form debates because they're bigger, and then we're gonna do some shorter ones really quick to follow up with this. But so stay tuned, everybody. But Jody, why? Just because the fandom is into it. Just because I agree with you on the fandom, I'm opening my head to sort of share where I'm leaning. I agree with you on the fandom is out there, but you even said it was a great film. I'm still confused why the film isn't great. Just because the fandom has overhyped it, and just because it didn't deliver the kind of Joker film you want, doesn't that sort of exceed your expectations away by doing something different? I'm torn on why it's not a great enough film to sort of warrant what it's getting. I need a little bit more from you.
No, absolutely. I got you. Here it is. It's a great film, and it did not meet my expectations. It's simple as that. I expected an A+ cinematic masterpiece, and I didn't get it. I give Joker a B+ as an official grade when I reviewed it. That ain't no A. That ain't no A+. So even though I could admit it's a great film, it still is a great film that didn't meet my expectations.
All right, and then Sean, what's your response to that? Because, it sounds like he's saying it's a pretty good film. Am I crazy?
Right.
It's a good film.
Right. That's kind of where I'm a little bit lost on where to respond, because it's like we're all on the same page. It's great.
Yeah.
And the internet
Overrated.
fans,
We're talking about overrated.
fans are annoying. That's always the case. They only have polarizing opinions. We all know that comment sections, they breed certain energy, and so then of course there's going to be people that say crazy things on the internet that are over the top. But the movie itself, it's a really good movie. That's why it's made a lot of money. People like the character. That's why it's made a lot of money. And it's not a question of whether is it comic book accurate. You get, like, if you look at Bane and The Dark Knight Rises, there's like Nolan made changes to his characters too. And so I think we're all in agreement that it's a movie that's really, really good. So, and Joaquin Phoenix is a world-class actor. There's a reason he's getting Oscar buzz, and it's because he's a world-class actor giving this deep, nuanced performance. It's not because we're just overhyping it because it's the Joker or something. It's a great performance. Everybody knows that.
And no comic book movie is 100% comic book accurate anyway, so.
If this movie is not called Joker and it's not about the Joker, if you cast the same writer, the same story, the same actor to do an amazing performing role as a mafia film, and you take the Joker title off of it, we're talking about a $300 million movie, and we all know it.
Yeah, it wouldn't pull in as
Sure,
much.
but
I
that
would.
doesn't mean it's overrated.
But here's what I would
Joker's
say.
good marketing.
Here's what I would say to that. Like, we talked about, like, great everything, great soundtrack, great acting, great performances, and arguably great story and cinematography. Us. I watched Us. I hated Us. And so did he.
Woo!
And then...
I'm with you, bro.
But-
Overrated shit.
But here's the thing.
That is overrated.
And
yeah.
that was definitely overrated. But here's the thing. If it was like Us
Nice
in
pivot.
DC, people would have watched it and they would be like, "Who are these characters and how they talk about it?"
Exactly.
Then that's what would have been driven by the fandom. That's what our argument is here in the end. That's what we're talking about. You have nostalgia. You have a fandom that's driving that force. It's a solid movie. and it's
Yeah,
great.
but you're almost
and-
hurting. You almost hurt Jody there because the point you just made of like Us is the perfect example of an overrated movie because it is. It's just why do people love that movie so much? The problem with
It's black. Keep going.
well, but the problem is, I think even Jody, sadly, you admitted a few times why everyone is liking the Joker. But where you do have me, and why I'm taking so long on my verdict, is because you make a good point of it's an underrated. I mean, it's an what's the word? It's an overrated Joker movie, and that's why I'm pausing because it isn't a very good Joker movie. I think he has a valid point there. It's
That's
not
what
a
we're
good
saying.
Joker movie, and
not.
so if
It's a
that's
bad
where this
Joker
argument comes about, I'm leaning. So all right, so. Sean, last point there. Why is this not a good? I mean, sure, you could say, well, it's still a good movie in a lot of other regards, but it is the Joker, and he doesn't really ever get to be the Joker, and he's not a Joker. So why, just because we see a mental
Pointless.
thing, like, why does that make it a worthy Joker movie? Just, I mean, we've said why, great performance, everything, but do you not see maybe there is an argument to there? Well, as a Joker movie, yeah, this doesn't really hold the mustard. What's your thought there as we close?
I mean, I think it's, as he mentioned, if you called it Gotham, then suddenly he's a little bit more comfortable with it because we all can see that it's an interesting study of this character getting to a point in time that even if we're not necessarily fully getting him as the mob boss robbing banks and, putting laughing gas at the dock or whatever, we're seeing the person become that guy at that last final moments of it. He's getting to that point in time in the city of Gotham. We're seeing the groundwork for it. If we want to argue about the title of the movie, it just seems like we're kind of getting off topic because this is all the backstory that makes seeing full-blown Joker more interesting. So I see it. I do see it as the origin. They said they don't see it as the origin. That's what this is. We're getting him to that moment of now he's ready to just start killing people and robbing banks. It's the origin. And inside of that is Bruce Wayne and the city falling apart. We're seeing the origin of all of this stuff. So that seems like good Joker-y stuff to me and good Gotham-y, DC comic-y stuff.
Go ahead, Jody. Before I go, you can make a call.
Yeah. It's not an origin film for the Joker. That's the point. You said the last scene is leading up to him being the Joker. No, he's not. He's still 10 years from being that dude. He's still a wimp. He still has no mob. He still has no crew. He has no followers. He does not have.
He does have a mob.
You could substitute him for any other criminal.
They don't
does
know.
have a mob.
They see him on
Does he
TV,
have a
but
mob?
I
He
said
doesn't really
followers.
have the.
People
He
willing-
inspired a
people
whole
willing to kill
town.
for him?
He didn't
ain't
inspire
got no
anybody.
followers.
What do you mean he didn't inspire
Hold
anybody?
on. He didn't really. I mean, yes,
He inspired a man to shoot
they
Thomas
were already
Wayne.
rioting before that.
And they were inspired by the
there was
action
already
of his...
hostile prior to that.
He was
There was
not.
already hostility.
There was hostility before, and he was a.
All right, all these people wearing clown masks weren't inspired by the Joker. I don't know what's going on here.
So you think if Arthur Fleck came out and told one of those people in the clown mask, go rob 5 banks and
He
bring
didn't
him out
tell
the
them
money,
they
they'll do it.
inspired by his actions.
No,
he
they
didn't.
didn't.
He didn't tell anybody.
They
All
should-
right,
they didn't-
whatever.
No, but
y'all
they didn't
got
know.
your minds made
They
up.
were wearing the Joker masks without. They didn't know who the
Exactly.
Joker. Nobody knew who the Joker was.
They were
You're
inspired
wrong.
by a
Right.
man that was in a clown mask. That
It
was
could
on the
have been
news.
Ronald McDonald.
They were inspired.
Yeah.
All right.
But the fact that matters,
he does not have that infrastructure.
It could have
I'm
been
talking
substituted
about
with
the
any other
goons
criminal.
that Joker has. Let's go to a real Joker movie, The Dark Knight.
So they didn't look at him like a god after they saved him and put him on the...
tryouts.
All right.
All right,
whatever.
guys, I gotta say it. This is tough. Oh, this is so tough. I haven't said that in a really long time, but this one genuinely is. Thank you, guys. Ding, 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 ding. Time's up. All right, I'm going to check the Twitter poll. Let's see what they said, because I want them to be involved in this, too. Wow, with 62%, 63%, Bravo team has taken the lead. So, Jody, you got a little there. But here's what I got to go. Again,
Let's go.
I got to go with my
Let's
verdict.
go.
Here's where I'm going to go. I got to say, the fact that we were able to talk about this film for 45 minutes and we all admitted that there were such good parts, I think all of this really proves the fact that, Captain Marvel ain't doing that. There's a lot of movies that ain't doing that. Us isn't doing that. I think the fact that it's caused this much discussion. If the where you have me, Jody, is it's a underrated Joker movie, and that's where I'm torn. And I want to give you a half a point for that because you're right. He's a wimp, and it's not really the best Joker movie. But I still think even you said it. If you hadn't admitted you gave it a B+, I might have swayed it your way. But you were
Gotta
too.
keep it 100.
Yeah, no, you did.
Yeah.
But to keep it 100. 100, I think even you like the film more than you're playing right now, and everybody liked the movie. While I give you a slight edge of like it's not the best Joker movie, overall I think the fact that all this happens and all of us are still talking, I got to give Sean the first point. Sean, you have proven to me that it's not overrated. I'm very good fight. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate.
Mother freaker.
Mother freaker, you're right. I was rooting for you, and you had me. To be honest, I think you went in a little. It was a harder one to do because everyone loves it right now.
Congratulations,
but you were
Sean.
very close. I want to
Appreciate
thank you both.
Man.
But Jody, it's not
you.
over. Sean, you get the first point. Jody, it's not over. All right, we got a second round here.
Sean.
We got a second round now. We're going to go
Joker
straight
didn't
into
Fire a Town, really?
round-
I'm so mad at that. Okay, whatever. I'll rewatch the movie and send you
round
guys shots.
2. All right, now we're doing what I call. I didn't get to get a headline. I didn't get to put the what's it called? The graphic up. So you're gonna have to hear me. But guys, we're doing what's called a headline fight. So I'm basing this based off the fact that I'm grabbing a headline from today, and we're gonna on the spot make these guys do an argument. All right. And so today's argument is going to be. Oh, no, don't look there. Don't look there. Ah! Here, go here. There we go. Now look there. There it is. It should be there. Sonic the Hedgehog. It got redesigned, right? Everybody knows it got redesigned.
Absolutely.
But the question I want to ask these fighters, everybody here, should it have gotten redesigned? Was the redesign actually a good move? Is this going to make the film better? And I want to go and see who wants to take Jody. Which side, Jody or Sean? Do either of you want to fight? Who wants to fight against the redesign?
I'll take the harder one. I'll take the against the redesign. I'll take the.
You think that's the harder one, Sean? Are you? Which one do you want to take the? You are for the redesign?
I'll defend the redesign.
Okay, so you are defending Jody. That means that Don, you're with Jody because you're riding his coattails there. Ian, you're riding Sean's. Ian and Sean, you're in the lead. Let's hear this. Why is the redesign not a good thing? Let's hear about it. Go ahead. Sean, you want to? Jody, let's have you start this time.
Yeah.
Sure. So we're talking about why the redesign shouldn't have happened, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, at the end of the day, this created a precedent. It's created a precedent for the worse when it comes to being in the movie entertainment industry. If the last 6 years in film, let me stretch it out to about 8. The last 8 years in Hollywood, these trash movies that we've been getting. I'm thinking about the Captain Marvels. I'm thinking about the Transformers. I'm thinking about stuff like Terminator and so on and so forth. One thing is it has been a well-oiled machine that just can't be stopped. It's that the Hollywood formula is simple. Make a beautiful-looking trailer, freak what the fans think, put out a project for kids, because this is a kids movie, and it's like, almost with this kids genre, you could throw anything at the wall and make $200 million. So the fact that this is a kids film changes a lot. In the last 8 years, like I said, these movies come out. They're mediocre for the most part. Some of them shine, like Coco. Amazing. The Hollywood productions know that these movies are going to make money regardless. Whether they're good, whether the animation is terrible, whether there was issues on set, whether people didn't absolutely like it, just based on it being a kid's movie alone, the parents will come and see it. I mean, them Hotel Transylvania movies and those freaking Ice Age movies made billions of dollars. It's like 5 Ice Age movies. And a lot of them suck, but they keep coming out and keep making money because kids watch them. So now what the studio essentially did here was say, wait, let's not release this kids movie and probably make $200-300 million anyway because it's Sonic. The kids are going to show up in their Sonic costumes and watch it anyway. They held it back and they said, let's put another $100 million and let's put a tweet out and saying, we're sorry. We can always make changes, pandering to the people, changing what you guys are about, and then putting more money behind this thing, making the budget inflate to affect your bottom line. At the end of the day, when they released that trash trailer, oh, yes, it was trash. And that Sonic looked garbage. But you're supposed to still run with that shit. Because once they saw that trailer, the people who don't like Sonic and the fans, they instantly already checked themselves out and they're not going to watch it anyway. So why spend another $100 million to try to get them back? They ain't coming back. They saw that. I'm going to finish with this. I remember when the Xbox and PS4 first came out. On E3 2013 when they had the press conferences. And PS4 said, here's how you share your games. Give it to your friend. Ding! And Xbox went up there and tried to sell us that you had to have an internet connection to even play your games. And the people in the press conference were chewing them up. They said, heck no. And then Xbox 2 weeks later said, okay, we took that back. Now you can share your games. The public was already like, nah, bruh, don't try to change it up now. I know what you tried to do to me. And that's the shit with Sonic. You released that whack-looking hedgehog with teeth and no gloves, bruh. I ain't seeing this shit. And that's why they should have just kept that $100 million and kept it in their pocket and say, freak the audience like Hollywood has been doing for the last 25 years.
All right, interesting take. Sean, what do you think?
So, I mean, I think it's a good thing that Hollywood is starting to listen. A bunch of the things he said in there of like, hey, they're just throwing out crap that they know kids will watch no matter what, and Ice Age, and he kind of mentioned, Captain Marvel, Terminator, Dark Fate, these movies that no one was asking for, and they didn't listen to us. He gave one example of Hollywood and one example of the video game industry listening to people and them improving it. Like, the problems that he listed were Hollywood doesn't care. And that they're not listening. They're not paying attention to what people actually want. They're just shelling stuff out because kids will buy it anyway. It's kind of what he was saying. And this is them saying, no. We want to make something good. Like, people love Sonic, and we put something out there that people felt betrayed, that the design wasn't good. They thought they did something good with it. The audience said, no, just give us what Sonic looks like. And they listened, and they were willing to risk their own money to try and give a product that was better, a product that better represented what people want and what they believe Sonic is supposed to be. I just hear that as a good thing, that there's too much of a distance so often between Hollywood and random people throughout the entire world, and social media gives a platform. The comment section gives a platform for them to get instant feedback, and this is an example of how we can help the process be a little bit better, and they can hear something. And with something like Sonic, they can reskin the design and everything like that and make things work and fix problems and get a better thing for us that's not just giving us garbage and junk and crap like he mentioned before. I would prefer that Hollywood listen to us and not give us crap and give us something a little bit better. And that's what this looks like to me. They're listening. That's good. And we're getting something better. That's good. And they're paying for it, not us. So I see this as all positives.
Is it good that they're listening, Jody? He makes a good point. Like, Hollywood never listens to us. And I mean, I think we all admit it looks better. Clearly, it looks better. But what's the danger in Hollywood listening, I guess, is what I need to hear from you, Jody. What do you think?
Here's the danger in Hollywood listening. Star Wars Episode 9. They brought Leia back from the dead, and they bring old man Lando from AARP Senior Citizen home, bruh. Freak the fans, bruh. Don't listen to what the Star Wars fans are the reason why Star Wars sucks. Let's keep it a buck. Here's a real-life example of listening to the fans is going to kill your franchise. Because they brought back people from the dead. Leia did the Superman flight in space and got blown up, and she's coming back to life for Episode 9 because the fans want her back. I saw Luke Skywalker fade to black and fade away from doing a transport across the universe. How the freak is he coming back in Episode 9? And now they're bringing Sidious out of nowhere? Bruh.
As much as I agree with you, you're going way off topic.
Oh, he's on it.
No, he's on it. I mean, that is a valid point.
I just started thinking about Star Wars. Maybe he's going a little off topic.
It's a point of fan service is a dangerous thing, and while the look is right.
No, I agree with.
I know, because I want to keep these rounds shorter. I gotta admit, yes, Sean, you're right, but there is a thing about why do we don't? If we just let the fans win. It's a dangerous territory. They should, and there is a question of was this on purpose? Did they do this launch a bad idea to sort of let's get the fans to be mad, but then we already designed it the other way, so we'll let it out there. It's
a genius marketing.
There's a difference between wanting the fans' opinion and falling victim to the fans' opinion.
Right.
Okay, so Deadpool, when that trailer was leaked, and they secretly wanted that fans' opinion to drive that thing to go through.
Tim Miller did it himself.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like the fans.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But they wanted that drive to push the network into it. But then when you show weakness, and I choose that word, weakness, that means that fans are going to be pushing. And that's going to fall into the factor of when you choose an actor, when you choose the design, when you choose the theme of the film. Now, do you stand firm to your decisions, or do you cave to your decisions because the fandom doesn't like your choices. And then what happens afterwards? When this movie comes out, it's going to do well because it's a kids' film. But now
I don't think it's going to do that well. I think it's going to be very middle. Jody makes a good point. Of the $100 million they just spent fixing it, it's not going to help them with the bottom line.
It's going to do middle class for it for sure, but it's not going to be like high end movie. But the fact of the matter is, now that they open the door that they are willing to cave, where does that stop? Where do they just say we did this one time? No, they're going to be like people are going to be pushing hard.
Well, you brought up a point that I didn't even think of. Deadpool was the first time that actually happened. People did not like the
but I said
Deadpool.
There's a difference between wanting and not wanting and caving into.
Well,
that pressure.
I would argue that the people of Deadpool, after seeing that unwanted release or whatever, I would argue that people saw that and like, yes, and that determined the decision right there was fan demand. And this right here was fan demand. We didn't like this was not our Sonic. This was fan demand. And I think, and I didn't want to see this movie. When I first saw the trailer, I had no interest in seeing it. Now I want to see it, not because I'm a big Sonic fan, because I respect any director that listens to their audience. I respect the art that listens to anybody that's following, because that means a lot to me.
I challenge that. I saw Battle Angel Alita. I saw that trailer. The big old eyes of the main character. Huge eyes.
Right.
And, like, James Cameron is like, I want to keep it to, like, the anime style with her huge eyes. And I saw that trailer, and I'm like, dear God, why? And I was, I love the anime. I love the manga. And I saw that trailer, and I did not want that. But seeing the final product, seeing his vision, seeing how, like, Robert Rodriguez did that movie, sold me.
So you're comparing her
all right, hold on. You guys have said a lot. Sean, I want to give you a final word before I make a verdict. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only argument against it, this whole kind of it's setting a bad precedent and those fans will rule things, it's just a slippery slope argument. We can't fix something that we all agree needed to be fixed because in the future, the fans will have mob rule. Like, we all think this needed to be fixed, so that's a good thing. You just don't let mob rule happen in the future. But fixing an actual problem because people went, I think that's a problem, doesn't mean the slippery slope happens. So I just don't think that that's a valid argument when we're just talking about it happening one time. If we had 3 examples in a year, okay, I'm listening to you. But we're talking about one time fixing a problem we all agree needed to be fixed.
Wasn't there a situation with Scarlett Johansson recently about, like, her wanting to be a transgender character? And they're like, people were arguing, like, no, she shouldn't be.
Yes. They did, and that wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good at all. And and that is the mob mentality influencing.
Yeah, I gotta say, Don, you helped. I think you helped me. Your last comment there, and just now, I think you swayed me. I didn't think I would, but I think. And Jody, I'm giving him a little bit of a half because he had a tougher battle there. But I gotta say, it is you even admitted it, Sean. It's a slippery slope. While it looks better, it's not, and brilliant move of sort of it's going to cost more. I got to give Jody on that one. He also made me laugh a lot on that one. So Jody, you surprisingly won that point. Now we are even. We are even, and now I'm doing an out of the ball, out of the bag. Our final round. Our final round in this, and in any case, anybody gives puts in the comments there, bonus rounds, you guys have the opportunity to do that. But if not, we're doing a movie battle. Here's how this is going to work. Real quick, I did get a super chat before that. I want to make sure I didn't before. That's why Marvel Star Wars aren't cinema. They're fan service. Those are the only kind of movies that guarantee money today. Don't listen to a mob. Yeah, I think everybody knows. Jody knows maybe even more than Sean because I've only met Sean. I hate mobs. So, good move. Use that. Because knowing judges bias. All right, here we go. I'm going to put, since... we'll flip a coin, I guess. If I have a SD card, we'll flip that. I have 2 movies. We're gonna see who. You have to pick one of these movies. The other movie gets erased from history. You guys understand? So I have 2 sets of movies here. It's the whole set. Okay. It's gonna be the Alien Anthology or the Die Hard franchise.
Oh.
One has to live. One has to die.
Easy.
All right, let's see if it's an easy. Do you guys have the same on count of 3? Both say which one you want. 1, 2, 3.
Die Hard.
I can go either way.
Oh, okay. So you mind taking Alien then?
I'm fine with that.
All right, so Sean's got Alien. He let you have it, Jody. There you go. You said it. Die Hard. We'll start with you, Jody, since you're so passionate. Why do we keep Die Hard and throw away Alien?
Die Hard is still one of the greatest action franchises of all time. Alien used to be one of the greatest sci-fi franchises of all time. 2 films, Prometheus and Covenant. That shit is gone. Ridley Scott ain't making no more Alien movies because those last 2 films, whether you like them or not, make an argument about them or not, for the most part, they're bad movies. As far as Die Hard 1, I believe that revolutionized how we film action. I believe Bruce Willis changed the game with that first Die Hard movie. Shout out to Hans Gruber. And then we're talking about Die Hard 2. Came fresh from Good Times to be a villain in Die Hard 2. I love it. Die Hard 2 was a fire film. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Now we're talking about one of the greatest action movies ever made with Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis and then the great legendary Jeremy Irons in that thing. I mean, I think that's just a perfect action film. It's right up there with True Lies. That's 3 films in a row. And then the shit came years later, over a decade, came back with an old Bruce Willis and hit you with that Live Free or Die Hard. That shit was lava, bruh. I didn't think that Bruce Willis could come in and bring no fire. Live Free or Die Hard was the shit. The only film that I'll give that was a muddle was that last one, A Good Day to Die Hard or whatever the freak it was called. Die Hard only has 1 questionable movie in the franchise, and that's played by the same actor, Bruce Willis, throughout all films, bruh. Alien, played by multiple actors. Ripley's gone. She out of there. Played by multiple actresses, multiple actors, and the same director who he himself didn't know how to tell his own story that he made up. Ridley Scott is just like James Cameron with Terminator, in my opinion. That shit got to go.
All right, good start. Sean, why do we keep Alien and Chuck Die Hard?
So much like in the Die Hard situation, the Alien franchise started off with just 2 of the best science fiction films of all time. Alien being also a great horror film, that incredible direction, the atmosphere, the world building, the performances, giving us the character of Ripley, just fantastic. Even 40 years later, it's still gorgeous. Second film, I like even more, and that's building off of already a fantastic film. And so you get Aliens that adds that action layer to it, builds even more so into the Ripley character, makes her this maternal type character to Newt. We get more action. Everything's bigger inside of it. So it's one of the great sequels of all time that builds off of greatness. And then as you kind of move into the films after that, what they did that was interesting about the franchise is that they brought in these auteur directors to do different takes on it. So you get David Fincher with Alien 3 bringing his own kind of cynical worldview that fits with the Alien films really nicely, that he's this person that dwells in darkness, and then you have this movie that does this very dark follow-up to Alien. Then you get Alien Resurrection that takes it this whole other direction. You get Joss Whedon type humor inside of it. You come back later, a couple decades later, with Ridley Scott trying to expand the mythology. And the difference between the weak Alien films versus A Good Day to Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard had 0 ambition. It made no effort to do anything other than try and make some money by pushing out Bruce Willis, who was sleepwalking through the whole thing. Like, you did not have John McClane in that film. You had sleepy old guy that wanted a paycheck, and you've seen over the last 8 years or whatever, he hasn't done anything with any passion, and that's what it was in a Die Hard film, whereas you can have criticisms of Prometheus or Covenant, but they're movies where Ridley Scott was trying to do something, trying to say something, and taking things in a very different direction. A Good Day to Die Hard is just an unbelievable embarrassment of low expectations and just thinking the audience is dumb enough to buy a ticket for anything. I am as big of a fan of the original Die Hard as anything. I didn't even see that movie in the theater, which is as big of an insult as I can possibly have to a franchise, that it burned all credibility when they put out such an effortless film.
All right, this is good. Guys in studio, anything to add real quick to this one?
Oh, yes. Do you want to take this, Ian? Do you want to start first?
Go quick. Come on. Quick thoughts.
Go ahead.
I just want to say that Ripley is definitely one of the best female leads of all time, and I thank God for that movie. How many female leads was in your movie?
With Die Hard?
Yeah.
We're going how many female leads?
You want to
That's
go
what's gonna
gender
win this?
biased?
You're really?
Really?
That's all I got.
That's very. Might I add? That's very sexist.
Ripley's off the chain, though. Ripley's a straight up badass, and John McClane's a badass too, man. But Ripley is killing aliens. John McClane's beating up what, freaking Nazis and stuff. Woo, tough guy.
All right,
Okay.
Don, any thoughts?
Listen, let's just put it this way: between the two series, Die Hard is
I
literally.
love Die Hard. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to argue this. It's really. I'm
Oh,
reaching.
you're not helping Sean.
You're not helping right now.
Go ahead.
Cutting his mic for you, Sean.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay, so Die Hard is of the two series. Like, what? When do you watch Alien? You watch it whenever, right? It comes on AMC Classics. You watch it. It comes on, and you're like, I might watch this. Die Hard, Christmas. You're guaranteed to watch
That's a
Die
really
Hard.
good point.
It is
a really
literally
good
known
point.
as a tradition to
I do.
watch
I watch it.
Die Hard every Christmas.
So, all right, let me run with that, Sean. I'm giving you a chance here because now he got me there. Why? How do we make? Are there any alien movies that are more rewatchable than Die Hard
It's
at Christmas?
sacrilegious if you're going to cut it out.
I'll say this. My wife does not watch any horror movies, anything scary whatsoever. If I mention aliens, she's down for it. It's the only violent, gory, aliens eating people movie that even my wife, who does not watch anything like that, she will put on Aliens because it's just such a good movie that has such deep emotions inside of it. It's not just action, but it has fantastic action. It has Ripley's arc as a mother. It touches on so much powerful stuff. The tension just kind of grows throughout the film. Aliens is incredibly rewatchable.
All right, I want to just so you guys know as we wrap this up because it's a lot of fun. This is how we're ending because the point here will determine the winner. You can go to my Instagram now at Andy Signor on my stories to answer not only is Joker overrated, which we already decided it wasn't, which is a resounding no. It's not overrated on my Instagram poll. But if you go, you'll be able to see my Blu-ray battle there. You'll be able to pick Alien or Die Hard. So go support your fighter now. Go vote there really quick. And also follow me there because I'm going to do some live auditions through their live chat. So if you think you like what you see here and you think you can do it, I'm eventually going to bring in some fans to sort of get involved in this. Because that was the thing I always did at movie fights, that we always sort of left it to the same people. And it's so nice because Sean, Jody, two new people that I probably would have never invited on Screen Junkies because you weren't big enough or I didn't know you or whatever. And I love that I get to be grounded again and meet more people that are we're all just trying to do the same thing. So Sean, Jody, and I already thanked these guys a lot, but Sean, Jody, thank you. You guys have been amazing this show. I'd love for you guys to come back anytime. So you guys were so much fun. So thank you for doing this. So hit me up there because I'm trying to find other discoveries of who wants to join this show because I think we can do. I want to find more gems out there. I know so many get passionate having these topics. So go over to Instagram, follow, and involve in that story. All right. So last thought there. I want to break these down because I'm actually, while I am a Die Hard is the best. Yes. Die Hard is the best, but the sequels is where I'm torn because Alien to me, Alien and Aliens are fantastic, right? We got to go Alien and Aliens, and then. But Jody's right. It's you're a little too kind to Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2 is okay. It's Die Hard with a Vengeance. That if I had to pick what's the best sequel, it's without a doubt Die Hard with a Vengeance. So Die Hard with a Vengeance versus Alien Aliens. I do feel like the Alien Aliens, if you combine them, this just is an iconic duo right there. So I want to break down. We got Die Hard 2 and we got Alien 3.
Can I give him one, Coach? Think of it as the anthology, not just a two. Think of everything. And that's what's going to take your win.
What?
I already got this though. I already know.
You got
Oh,
this.
you're
You got
talking
this.
about Alien versus Predator?
I'm throwing him everything. Go ahead.
Well, no, those aren't in the Alien anthology.
No.
not.
But 3 and 4
But
are.
you're right. Alien. So that's what's the point. What do we want to erase from history? John McClane or the Alien franchise, which would include Alien versus Predator, Prometheus. There's a lot more films. If we wiped out Alien and threw it in the garbage and then only had John McClane, we wouldn't get any Ripley or any of those Alien movies. So last moment there, Sean, I'm with you because I feel like you have a lot more movies, but Die Hard is probably better than all of them, if we're being honest, I would say. But Sean, I'm going to give you one more shot, and then Jody, you'll have the closing. But Sean, why is it better to erase the Alien? Or sorry, you're picking Alien. Why is it better to erase John McClane from history of cinema over Aliens?
Because you're also erasing Ripley too. Erasing Ripley, like she is as strong of a character as John McClane is. When you look at the Alien franchise, you're looking at Ridley Scott, James Cameron, David Fincher, like a bunch of great directors involved with this. Die Hard, you got John McTiernan and Len Wiseman. Like, it's just not the same caliber of these prestige directors doing interesting things, different things with each movie. Whereas, there's just kind of a lot of phone-it-in sequels when it comes to over on the Die Hard side of things. So, both have fantastic movies. Both have the fantastic lead at the center of them. Aliens, I think, has a better set of directors doing interesting things with the sequels. And even as you go into Alien vs. Predator, it worked one like weird Lovecraftian with the first one where they're going down to Antarctica. It takes it to so many different places. Die Hard is just, hey, look, once again, John McClane is somewhere, and he's got to be the person to take out terrorists, whether it's a building, an airport, a city, the United States, or the Moscow, or whatever it is. Like, it's just the same thing with a bigger context each time, and worse directors as it goes along, whereas you got a bunch of interesting people when it comes to Alien. And different stuff happening.
Jody, he made some good points. How do you fight back the fact that every Die Hard's the same?
That's facts.
That's kind of a good thing. It's consistency. So I'm gonna say he said a lot of things. He said a lot of things. He says
a lot of things.
Ambition. He said it's if we're talking about ambition. Ridley Scott, who came back and did Prometheus and Covenant, has zero. Talking about zero ambition. The man was directing that shit through Skype. It feels like to me. And let's talk about the Die Hard franchise. At least it's one man, and we're seeing him get older with the movies, and we're following him. Yes, those older movies aren't going to be as good as the younger ones because it's the same actor. We can't expect an older man playing the same John McClane, who the character is aging with the lead, to still do Die Hard 2 type of stuff. So it makes more sense in the real scope of things, and you get a total story. Like John McClane, I grew up with you. I've seen you age over these years, and you still getting it done, and it makes you tingly inside because he's still relevant. Here's the number one problem.
Not relevant or giving me tingles in A Good Day to Die Hard. No tingles.
That's just the one movie. But Die Hard has better movies overall than Alien. And this is fact. AVP 2, Aliens Resurrection, wherever that shit is. Die Hard is a better freaking franchise, bruh. And it's by one man. And here's how Alien has wrecked itself. We're seeing a linear line between John McClane and his films. It didn't go back and try to tell his story over again with a prequel. That's where they effed up with that Covenant shit. You mean to tell me all those Alien movies that we done got came from that Covenant story and that Revenant story? Even Alien fans don't care about Alien no more after those two prequel movies came out.
Yeah, you're lucky, Jody, because they have not yet made Die Hard Year One, so you can make that argument.
Right.
It is in the work. Well, it was until they sold to Fox, I guess, whatever. But anyway, all right, Sean, and he made a good point. Where I'm torn is the sequels are different. Does that make them better? Sure, Alien and Aliens. I'm with you.
That's
Aliens.
it.
This difference between Aliens is there's more. Let me ask you this, Sean. If you could pick one, what one movie are you pulling out of your pack to say is the best?
Out of Aliens, Aliens I would say is the best. It's got the horror, the action, the emotion, character arcs. It's got a lot of stuff. Aliens is the one I would pick.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is my choice.
Whoa, wait, Jody, I was going to ask, what's the one you pick? You pick With a Vengeance over the original?
Yes, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Samuel Jackson, Bruce Willis. Yes, let's go. That's the best of the franchise.
No, you both picked the wrong answer. It's
number one
Alien
is
and
the
it's Die
best.
Hard.
Yeah, Die Hard.
It's better than the first Die Hard.
See, I was
bro.
with you, brother, but
Come on.
Die Hard's better.
Lose it.
Yeah,
Y'all got Die Hard 1 over Die Hard 2?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah,
With a Vengeance?
all day
100%.
long, all day long.
100%.
Argyle, we got Hans Gruber. Hans Gruber's brother isn't as
Amazing
good as the
villain.
original.
Amazing villain.
He's better to me.
He's good, but it's a cool twist at
Like,
the end.
When you want to watch it for Christmas, you're watching like.
Yeah,
the
when you
original
have
Die
Christmas,
Hard.
you watch Die Hard
Yeah,
every game.
yeah.
Die Hard.
I don't
Die
want to
Hard-
betray my team, but
Here's
I'm
the
sorry.
problem. Here's the problem. Die Hard
you.
is a perfect movie, and I was about to call it because Alien is the better movie. It is a better movie, but hands down,
Alien
because
won,
it's a
yeah.
terrifying horror movie, and especially in its time, it's just like that scene where John Hurt, like, with the chest burster. Apparently, they filmed that and
Freaking
the actors
scary.
knew.
Yeah.
Like it was, and it locked in space. Like that was a different movie that people hadn't seen. And then Die Hard did the same thing. They both reinvented these genres. So that's where. But I'm not hearing a lot of that from you guys. So I'm not trying to add my opinion there. But man, I'm confused because you both Aliens and Die Hard with a Vengeance are both fine movies. But I have a heart. Go ahead. See if you guys can help sway me because I got to wrap this up.
The difference between like Die Hard knows what it is. It's an action. It's you want to watch it. You get your thrills in. You don't want to think too much. You enjoy that film. It's a solid film, and they know the recipe, and you want to enjoy that recipe. It's a dish. You go home. You enjoy that happy home cooked meal every time. This when you go to Aliens, starts off good. It's like someone you're dating for the first time, and they're trying to improve a recipe that's already good, and then they keep adding things and changing things, and they're making it worse every time. Except for 2, I like 2 better, but it keeps making it worse every time, and then you're making the argument quantity over quality. Like we have so many more films to choose from. Some of these are gonna be good. That's not really a good argument in that sense. You want a consistency of films that you can go in and I can tune into this and enjoy, not watch in and see a clone of Ripley who died in the last movie, or like watch Ripley come back and then they just killed Newt who made her a mother figure, and then like.
Both
You
franchises
can't really
have made a
enjoy
lot
that.
of mistakes. Let's be honest.
Fact.
But
Yeah.
you're right. Alien has probably made more mistakes over the time. So that's a good
yeah.
point. And I do got to say, from a rewatchability standpoint, I'd pick Die Hard or even Die Hard with a Vengeance probably all day over Alien and Aliens, even though I think they might even be better movies. Sean, be honest. Are you really going to rewatch Alien and Aliens as much as you'd watch Die Hard and Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Aliens, yes. I don't really watch that one more than Die Hard with
You
the
did not
Vengeance,
say
absolutely.
Alien.
Yeah, you didn't say Alien, and I gotta say, you're disrespecting Alien, which is to me is that you won't have Aliens without Alien. Ridley Scott Alien made the deal for James Cameron to even make plural aliens.
Yep.
So I gotta go Die Hard.
I did not.
That's it. Oh, I didn't think so. Ding, 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 ding.
That was hard.
I didn't see it.
I didn't want to be on this team.
Even sadly, Sean got
Yeah.
screwed because Ian even turned during the show, so it didn't help.
It was
him.
hard for me to argue that because that's one of my favorite movies of all
But
time.
yeah, I know, and even the comments they're prepping Alien more than you were. I think if you had just leaned a little bit and respected Alien a bit more, I might have said there.
I do
so
disagree with
sadly-
Jody though, saying that 3 is better than 1.
Yeah,
though.
you
That
almost lost.
no.
I was about to give it to Sean when you picked Die Hard with a Vengeance over Die Hard.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, Trippin' Down with a Vengeance is the greatest, one of the greatest action movies of all time. Freak y'all.
It is great. I love it. I
No,
love
it's a good movie for sure.
That scene
yeah.
where they make him walk into the ghetto with the
That's
sign,
hilarious.
and that's how he meets Samuel L. Jackson. It's just
Yeah.
Die Hard, they're both really well written action films, and to lose that and to have, it is. But so is Alien and Aliens. But anyway, bravo. Well, that means somehow Jody, you snuck through at the end, and Jody is our winner for the first Nerd War. Oh my God,
Woo, feels so good
Sean,
to
you
the
won the
belt. Thank
main
you.
fight, but Jody, you won the war. But my gosh, you guys were both fantastic. Please come back anytime. Here's where we're going to plug you guys. Sean Chandler Talks Movies on YouTube. That's where people can find you, Sean?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Sean Chandler talks about, you either find a football player or a guy that looks like me. If you type in Sean Chandler, it's the one that looks like me.
It's the one that looks like, I found that when I Googled your pictures. I was like, oh, it's not the football player. But yeah, thank you, Sean. You were fantastic. You got to come back and get another shot because you won that main fight was intense. You got me there.
Sean, yeah.
And come back anytime. I love it. Go show Sean some love on YouTube, everywhere else. And Jody's Corner. Oh my God, you did it. You now have the first W of this new Nerd Wars Live. I'm going to have to do a rematch between you two because that was fire. Jody, where can people find
fire.
you?
YouTube, Jody's Corner. Instagram, Jody's Corner. Twitter, Jody's Corner. Jody'sCorner.com. Jody's Corner podcast on Spotify and iTunes right now.
Dude, you both are hustlers. I love it. You're out there doing it, kicking it away. I am here for you. Anytime you need something, please let me know. Thank you for giving me your Tuesday night. And all of you guys at home, if you liked what you see, I'm going to try and do this every Tuesday and Thursday until it kills me. So come on by, show your support. Hit me up on Instagram to tell me, and Twitter if you want to join the show. If you think you or you know somebody who's good, let me know. Hashtag NerdWars to pitch your topics. And stay tuned for Tuesday or Thursday. I think we've got a good Star Wars battle. I got someone booked. I want to confirm before I announce. But stay tuned. We got some really fun people who've been reaching out and want to be on the show. And Jody, Sean, I hope you'll both come back anytime. Don and Ian, thank you so much for coming as always. Hit up the controversy.
Shout out to Don and Ian for
Ian, go
being
subscribe
a great wingman.
Yeah, and Ian, hit up the controversy at YouTube. Yes, that's where people can find you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The controversy.
All these links will be down below. And then Don, obviously, go check out his Nerd Tots if you want to watch people play D&D for several hours.
Absolutely.
He needs more than 25 followers, so go give him some love. And everybody watching at home, thank you so much. Awesome. So many people getting engaged in the chat. So excited to see you guys come back Thursday. And for those that missed the beginning, I just didn't publish it correctly, so it wasn't actually YouTube's fault. It was my fault for once. It was unlisted for some reason instead. So then finally, so next Thursday will be even better. So just come back, hit that subscribe button, notify, or follow me on Twitter because I always tweet it there, the most reliable. And thank you to all my guests, everybody home. Have an awesome night, everybody. Go check out Mandalorian. It's really fun. Enjoy your Disney Plus viewing tonight and this week. We'll be back with more Nerd Wars on Thursday. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.